morning, children. Today we are going to just start off with another chapter. But before that, we are going to just warm up a little, okay? So imagine that you are unwell, and at times it happens that you are unwell and you have to go to the doctor. And the doctor has advised you bed rest for a day. Now, what would you like to do? If when you are unwell and suppose if you have fever or a cold or any other, stomach ache, and maybe you're not well and you've been to the doctor and the doctor has advised you that you have to take a day's rest and you cannot go out, you have to be on bed rest, okay? So, what are the activities you would like to do? Activities means, what would you like to do? Like, if I would have been on bed and the doctor would have advised me for a bed rest, I would have, I would have done two things. So you have to list two things. I would have read storybooks, maybe novels or storybooks or whatever. And then I would love to listen to music. These are the two things I would like to do. You think what you would like to do. What are the things you would like to do? And write it down. Okay? Two things you would like to do when you are on bed rest. You can read storybooks, you can play some organized games or some board game, or even you can color, right, or draw. So just think about it. So this chapter which I'm going to do with you right now is about a boy who's unwell. Okay? So unwell in the sense, let's go through the poem. This is a poem, okay? So it's a short poem and I'm going to explain it to you. So first let's read it. I would just request all of you to take out chapter 5 of your literature book and start off. Get ready. Page number 42. Right? So, let's start. Chapter 5. The name of the poem is The Land of Counterpane. I've already written on the book, The Land of Counterpane. Right? The title of the poem sounds a little funny to you, right? You must be wondering, what is counterpane? What is counterpane? Children, counterpane means bedspread. Now, what is a bedspread? Who can tell me? You don't know? A bedspread means what we spread on the bed. A bed sheet, a bed cover, these are called bedspread, right? So, this boy, right? Now first I'm going to start off with reading the first chapter. So, the first paragraph. So, this name of the poem is The Land of Counterpane, and it is written by a very famous poet and writer. His name is Robert Louis Stevenson. See, this is the poem, and who has written it? Robert Louis Stevenson. Okay? Robert Louis Stevenson. And let's learn a little about the poet. So he was widely read even today. And his best works, he's also has written. Children, you must read these stories. You know, these are all children's classic stories, the Treasure Island and stuff. You must ask your parents to get the book and you must go through it. Right? You will learn a lot. Your reading skills will enhance and you will learn a lot of vocabulary. So children, please go through these books. I would request you. Okay, now back to the poem. What we are to do? Let's read. So this poem is all about a young boy who imagines and creates a new world. Lying on the bed when he is sick. So the boy we are mentioning here is a very young little boy who has fallen ill, right? He was unwell and he has gone to a doctor and the doctor has advised him to take rest and advised him to what? Advised him to for a bed rest. Okay. So now what the boy is going to do when he is taking rest. So let's see that. Okay. So I'm going to read the poem. When I was sick and lay abed. So children, when I was sick, who is this I? The little boy. And before I continue with the story, poem, children, I'm going to start off. I'm going to just explain the meaning of the title of the poem, The Land of Counterpane. And hence I was telling you, what is the name or meaning of counterpane? Counterpane is a bedspread, a bed cover or a bed sheet which we spread on the bed. Now since the boy was unwell and he was advised bed rest, what he did, let's see what activities and what he has done the entire day and how bedspread is related to the poem. Okay? So, when I was sick, I was a little boy and lay abed. Lay abed means, children, lay abed is actually a term which we used to use long back. It's an old English, but we don't use it anymore. Since this is a poem, so it has been written long back. So, it is in the poem. But the meaning of bed means in bed, right? I'm sure this is clear. So, when I was sick means the little boy was sick and he was in the bed. I had two pillows at my head. So, he was just laying down and using two pillows on the head and all my toys lay beside me. So, all the toys were beside him. Because he had nothing to do and he could not go out, so he was playing with his toys to keep me happy all the day. And whenever he used to play with his toys, he used to be very, very happy. Now let's see how he was playing with the toys. And so now we are going to the next page, page number 43. And sometimes for an hour or so, I watched my laden soldiers go. Now, and sometimes for an hour or so means he had ample time, he had nothing to do the entire day, he was on bed rest, on the bed. So, what he used to do? For hours, he used to watch at his toys. Which toy? A laden soldier. What is a laden soldier? A soldier made of lead. Soldier, what is a soldier? You all know. Who fights for the country? And a laden soldier means made of lead. What is a lead? It's a metal. When you use a pencil, the pointy thing is the lead. It is made out of lead. Okay? So a laden soldier go. So he used to watch a laden soldier go and with different uniforms and drills. What do soldiers do? They wear uniforms, right? Okay? Among the bedclothes through the hills. Among the bedclothes through the hills means the bedspread. I told you the counterpane is also called a bedspread. And on the bedspread, what was happening? He was playing with the toys on the bedspread, and there he has put all the soldiers who were in uniform and they were marching and drilling, right? And children, he was creating a place of his own, right? Where he made the soldiers as if they were drilling. They were toys, but he was imagining that they are all living, right? And they were drilling. So he was playing with the toys. On the counterpane. What is the counterpane? I told you, a bedspread, a bed sheet, which we spread on the bed. So on the bedspread, he was playing with the soldiers. Among the bedspread, through the hills. So with the bedspread, he has made the hill. And he was playing with the soldiers on the hill. And sometimes sent my sheep in fleets. So now he was imagining that the bedspread was an ocean. And there were waves in the ocean. The bedspread was like waves. He was imagining that. Then what was he doing? Up and down among the sheets. So he was playing with the counterpane or the bedspread, and he was imagining that it was the ocean and there were waves. And what was happening? So the bedspread was going up and down, yes. And then he was imagining that he has sent his ships. So many ships means fleet of ships, right? Or brought my trees and house out and planted cities all over. Now the bedspread became a city. First he was imagining that it was an ocean or a sea where there were waves. Now the bedspread had become a city and he had so many trees and houses, and he was planting trees and he was keeping all the houses on the bedspread as if he had created a beautiful city, right? Now the last but not the least paragraph. I was the great giant, great and still. I was the giant. I means, who is I here? The young boy. Very good. And who's the giant? Why is he calling himself a giant? Can you think? Come on. Think. Keep your thinking caps on. And think. Why is he saying that he's a giant? He's saying, I was the giant. What is the meaning of a giant? A huge monster is called a giant, right? He was thinking himself to be a giant because he was playing with his toys. And the toys were very little and small. And he had created a city with all the toys where he had placed the trees, the houses, the soldiers, hills, and then sea where there were waves and ships. So he has created a city, a place, a land of his own, right? And he was playing. But the toys were so small. But when he was sitting in front of the city or the land which he had created, he was very huge, right? And the toys were very little and small. So he called himself a giant. And he was looking at the city that sits upon the pillow hill. So the giant was sitting on the pillow hill and sees before him. And what did he see before him? Dale and plain. Plain means? What is the meaning of plain? Plain. A large flat area of land. So plain means beautiful green fields. He could see. And Dale, a valley, especially in the north of England. So there were mountains. What is a valley? I've explained it to you before also. to as Dale. Right? Valley is referred to as Dale. So, what happened? He could see when he was sitting, he was huge, he was a giant in front of the toy city which he had created on the counterpane or the bedspread, and he was sitting on the pillow. He thought of himself as a giant because he was huge in front of the toys, and he sat on the pillow hill. With the pillow he made a hill and he sat on it, and he could see the beautiful city, the houses, the trees, the valleys, the hills, the plains, and pleasant land of Counterpane. What is the meaning of pleasant? Enjoyable, wonderful, right? So it was very pleasant to look at. When you see the place with plains, hills, beautiful scenery, you really feel nice, right? So it was very pleasant for him and he really liked it. What did he like? The land of Counterpane. Means the land which he had created on the bedspread. Right? Understood? It's a very simple poem, children. If you have any issues understanding, please get back to me. I'm sure you will not have, I have explained to you clearly, but in case you have, please let me know. Now, let's do this exercise which is in page number 43, exercise A. Right? I'm going to write the answers only. Please refer to your book. I'll give a minute to open the page and start off. Take out your pencil and get ready. Take out your pencil and get ready. We are going to write in the book. Right, children? So, complete these sentences. A. Page number 43A. Complete these sentences. The poem is about a child who lay in bed as what? So, what is the answer? As he was sick. Right? Now, number 2. Please write it down. Now the speaker had 2 dash at his head. What did the speaker have? Follow the poem, you will be able to write the answer. See? Line number 2, he had 2 pillows. Right? Now number 3, the speaker's toys were laid beside him to keep him happy. To keep him happy. Stop here. Stop. Number 4. Next one will be the speaker watched the soldiers go with whom? See, paragraph number 2. Go with whom? With different uniforms and drills. plant. See the paragraph, third paragraph. He planted cities. He planted trees. What did he plant? So the speaker planted trees. Right? Now, children, I'll give you some time to write this down. Complete your work in the book. So please finish it. I'll give you some time to write. Okay children, I'm sure by now you have done it. Please do it quickly so that I can start off with the next exercise. Right. Now I'm going to rub the board and we are going to write something new. So right children, now we are going to write in the notebook. So I request you to take out your notebooks, the literature section, and then open a fresh page. Write The Land of Counterpane, chapter 5. See, I've written chapter 5, The Land of Counterpane. Okay? Now section A, we are going to write difficult words. One, what we have, counterpane. Counterpane. Next word, laden. L-E-A-D-E-N, laden. C-O-U-N-T-E-R-P-A-N-E. C-O-U-N-T-E-R-P-A-N-E, counterpane. Number 2, L-E-A-D-E-N, laden. L-E-A, then den, D-E-N, laden. Now number 3, fleets. Very easy, isn't it? F-L-E-E-T-S, fleets. Number 4, soldiers. S-O-L-D-I-E-R-S, soldiers. Soldiers. B-I-E-R-S, children, but we say soldier. We don't say shoulder. Okay? Soldiers. Uniform. U-N-I-F-O-R-M, uniform. Right? U-N-I, uni. F-O-R, form, uniform. Number 6. What do we have? Drills. surface, like a field has a plane surface. So, plane. Bedspread. 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 Right? B-E-D. Bed. S-P-R-E-A-D. Spread. So, bed. Spread. Number 10 is pleasant. P-L-E-A-S-A-N-T. Pleasant. Okay? So, P-L-E-A-S-A-N-T. Very pleasant. So, I'll just read out once again. There are 10 words you need to underline in the poem and learn the spellings of these are difficult words and write it down in your notebook. Very, very neatly. And children, when you are writing, please be a little careful of your spellings. Right? So, difficult words. Counterpane, laden, fleets, soldiers, uniform. Sorry, it will be uniforms. S. Please add one S. Drills. Dale. I told you the meaning of dale. Valley. Plain. Bedspread. And pleasant. Right? So I'll give you some time. Please write this down in your notebook quickly. So, right children, so this is done. I'm sure you have written it down. So, after this, draw a line and then continue from here. Please write, since I don't have place here, I'm writing here. You continue with your notebook pages. So, this side we do word meanings. B. Word meanings. Like we do every time when we do a chapter or a poem. But in this poem, the poem is very simple and there are no difficult meanings in this. There is only one. So I have written it down. So number 1, you write pleasant. Pleasant, which is, the meaning is nice and enjoyable. Right? Nice and enjoyable. I have already explained the meaning to you. So this is only one extra meaning which I have found out. There are no more meanings. So from 2, you write the meanings. What is there in the book? Just check the meanings. I'll just show you. These meanings. Page number 43. Write these meanings down in your notebook. Okay? Have you understood what to do? Right. So this is what you need to do. And again, I will just request you, children, go through the poem, read the poem, and I'm going to read it once again for you with expressions like how we recite a poem. And I expect that all of you click a video of your poem and send it to me. Clear? Say it and send it to me. Right? And children, when you are taking the video, it is very important when you are reciting, you should stand. Okay? Hands should be like this and you stand straight and you say the poem with expressions. Right? Okay. So I'll just read it out for you and you can just get an idea how to recite. When I was sick and lay abed, I had 2 pillows at my head and all my toys beside me lay to keep me happy all the day. And sometimes for an hour or so, I watched my laden soldiers go and different uniforms and drills among the bedclothes, through the hills, and sometimes sent my ships in fleets and up and down among the sheets, bought my trees and houses out and planted cities all about. I was the giant, great and still, sits upon the pillow and sees before him day and plain the pleasant land of Counterpane. Right? Now you know how to recite your poem with expressions and proper pronunciation. Follow my video and try to shoot a video where you stand properly and shoot it. Right? Children, posture is very important. So, when you are reciting a poem, you should stand straight and recite with confidence. Okay? Right? So, I end my lecture here. I am sure you have understood the poem. And if you have any problems, please get back to me. So, I end my lecture here. Stay home, stay safe, children. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.